Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to 619 Padres Talk, another episode on YouTube, guys. Make sure the first thing that you guys do before you watch this video, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. All right. I'm gonna dive right into this, guys. We're gonna do a deep dive here. We're just going in headlong. What has been going on this season with our Padres? What is wrong with our Padres? First thing, Peter Seidler and both AJ Preller have said we want to develop a winning culture here. All well and good. And you bring in the talent, you bring in guys that have done it, fine. You know, you got Soto, a World Series champion. You got Xander, who's been to multiple World Series. Great. But here's the thing. They're not performing up to their caliber. That's the problem. And like I say, I can't pinpoint to one specific thing that caused this season to be what it is. I don't know. I can't pinpoint it. I can't pinpoint to one specific game and go, yep, that was it. That was the reason why the season's gone the way it's gone. I don't know. I truly don't know. And if I'm being honest, I don't know what we as Padres, as fans do. I really don't know. Is it too much to even think that we get? It's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm going to say this. It is not out of the realm of possibility that we get a new general manager in here. Okay? It's not out of the realm of possibility. And I think that maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that culture change, maybe it's time for AJ to go. And I get that Peter Seidler likes AJ. I get that he's his guy. But when you're not winning, when you're not putting a winning product on the field, and granted, yes, we as Padre fans, we're selling out Petco. We're doing all that. We're selling. Petco's selling out. Which is great. Petco's selling out. We're loyal fans. But I got to tell you, I have to be honest. If this was Philly, if this was New York, we fans would be irate at the performance of these players. And I heard on the radio today that when Ron Fowler was the owner of the team, he said if we don't win, heads are going to roll. And I have not seen any heads roll lately in this organization. I have not seen heads roll. And maybe that's what it's time for. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe it's time for heads to roll. Maybe it's time for AJ to go. As good as he is, and the deals that he's made, the guys that he has signed, but maybe it's just time for a new face as general manager. And who do we get? I don't know. I wouldn't even know who's out there as a general manager that we could sign. I don't even know. You know, I don't know who's available, who would be available. That I don't know. That is the question. You know, is it time for AJ to go? And I feel yes. I feel that it is time for AJ Preller to part ways with the Padres. And, you know, thank you, AJ, for what you've done. Thank you for, you know, who you've signed. But I think it's time that we part ways. I think it's time that we part company mutually, obviously, you know, with Peter Seidler. And bring in, you know, maybe bring in a Theo Epstein type. You know, I don't know if Theo Epstein is still running the Cubs, but maybe you bring in a Theo Epstein type general manager. You know, maybe you bring in a Rob Pelinka general type manager. Maybe you bring in a Mets general manager type. Maybe you bring in a, you know, I don't know. Maybe bring in, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's time that we as Padre fans, you know, ask for a new general manager. I think that is the thing. You keep Bob Melvin, obviously, because this is not Bob Melvin's fault, and Bob Melvin should not be the scapegoat. Okay? Bob Melvin should not be the scapegoat here. He should not be the scapegoat here. It has to start at the top. Has to start at the top of the organization. Has to start with AJ. And I also heard on the radio that in the Padres office there's crickets. There's nobody's coming out and saying, yeah, this season sucked. The season has sucked. We need to make changes. Nobody has come out and said that. Everybody is just keeping to the status quo. Not a peep from Peter Seidler, not a peep from AJ Preller. Nothing. Nobody has come out and said anything. Nobody's held a press conference and said, you know, okay, yeah, this season has not gone the way the way that we wanted it to go. But here's what we're going to do to make the changes. They haven't said a word. It's crickets up there in the Padres front office. It's crickets. Nobody said anything. And that's kind of where the frustration, I think, is starting to come in from some of these fans is, hey, we want to know what's going on. What are you going to do to fix this? And if you continue, if you run it back next season, what are you going to do different that you did from what you did this year? What are you going to do different next year that you didn't do this year? That's the question that Padre fans want to know. And I, as a Padre fan, want to know, what are they going to, if they run this whole thing back next year? Snell, Hader, if they run the with Snell and Hader and everybody, if they bring everybody back next year, what are they going to do different that is not go so that we don't repeat this season? So that we actually compete for that wild card spot, which I think until we maybe we dethrone the Dodgers in first place next year. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the Dodgers have an epic collapse next season, and I don't know. But anyway, what are we going to do different next season that we didn't do this year? how are we going to develop talent so they are major league ready? And I think that's probably the biggest thing, is that you signed away a lot of the guys on the farm. AJ signed away our farm system. And I get that he was trying to get guys to win. I understand that. I can respect that. But who are you getting in return for these guys? You know, who do you have that's going to be the next Fernando Tatis Jr.? Who do we have that's going to be the next Ha-Seong Kim? Who do we have that's going to be the next Manny Machado? The next Xander Bogaerts? The next Juan Soto? Who do we have? You know, that's my biggest thing, is who do we have that is major league ready right now? And I don't think that there is really anybody aside from the three that I mentioned. Ethan Salas, Jackson Merrill are the two that I know of, and maybe a couple pitchers, but you know, who is in our system, in our farm system, that we could bring up that will be major league ready, that is major league ready, that can come up and contribute immediately to our team. Like I said, look, I hate to use the Dodgers as an example, but I keep going back to the Dodgers because you look at what the Dodgers do. You look at their blueprint. Guys that they bring up are major league ready when the time comes. When the bell rings, they are up and ready to contribute. And we're kind of sitting back, you know, content with the status quo. And sometimes the status quo needs to be shaken up a bit. And I think that is our biggest problem, is that we have become content with the status quo. We have become content with, well, we'll get him next year. We'll get him next season, but how long, Padre fans, do we have to keep hearing the same rhetoric, this same speech over and over again? It's not gone the way we wanted to. It's not gone the way that we expected. Next year will be better. Next year will be better. Okay, stop telling me that next year will be better. What are you going to do to fix next year? Give me something. Don't just tell me that you're going to fix it. Give me a reason. Give me a game plan of what you're going to do to fix this. Not just, oh, we're going to run it back and hope that next season's better. What if we're in the same spot next season? Then what? So, stop telling me that we're going to fix it and that next year. We need to develop a winning culture now. And if it starts with letting AJ Preller go, then AJ Preller needs to go. And we need to get a general manager in here that knows how to develop a farm system much better than AJ, that is not going to sell off the farm and not just sign superstars because we need superstars on the team. You can have all the superstars in the world on a team, and the team still suck. So, it doesn't superstars on a team don't necessarily equate to a good season. And that is the reason why I think that massive changes need to be made. If we end up at the end of the season, the final game of the season, if we are on the outside looking in, which I think is going to be a reality, unfortunately, it is going to be a reality. And I hate to say it, but I think we might be on the outside looking in. And with 20-something games left, I don't think it's going to happen. But it's a game of baseball. Crazier things have happened. But I'm not overly confident. I'm not holding my breath that this is going to turn around in a month. I'm not confident that this is going to turn around in a month. It would be a miracle if we turned this thing around. It would be an absolute miracle. But that being said, I think and I believe that there has to be a change at the top. There has to be a change at the top of the regime. I think it is time for a new general manager. And we have got to realize that we need to develop our farm system and make our farm system the most elite farm system in all of Major League Baseball, to where we have guys that are Major League ready, that when they come up, they can contribute. Not, okay, they contribute, okay, send them back down. Contribute and keep them up here for a long time. But, I'm only a fan looking at this team from a fan perspective. I don't know all the ins and outs of what goes on in the locker room, who the locker room leaders are. I don't know. But there has to be some accountability. I mean, there has to be. The players and the management have to take accountability and go, we have not been performing the way that we need to perform this season. And we don't know what it is, but, the ownership needs to come out and say that too. And like I said earlier, it's been crickets up in the Padres offices. It's been crickets. Not a peep from Peter Seidler, not a peep from AJ Preller, nothing. That's something that needs to change. That needs to change. But anyway, hey guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hey, Padres fans, like I said, it's been a rough season. But hey, keep supporting the team. Let's keep supporting these boys, because they go out and they do what we could only dream of doing. They're living our dream. So let's go out and keep supporting these guys, giving them all our love, giving them all of our support. Keep selling out Petco. Keep going, supporting the team. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure, again, you guys like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you guys in the next 619 Padres Talk podcast. Thanks for watching.